Have you ever wondered how a simple young woman living in an unknown small town could change the course of history? Today, we're going to dive into the life of Mary, a woman chosen by God for an extraordinary purpose. But this isn't just a story about faith. It's a lesson about courage, surrender, and trust in God's plan. Stay with me, because this story will inspire you to embrace the callings that seem too big for you. Mary was called to something greater than she could have imagined, but she accepted it with faith. When was the last time you faced a challenge that seemed impossible? Like Mary, you can find a solution by trusting the next step, even without all the answers. Now imagine this, a young woman betrothed to be married, living a quiet life in Nazareth. Mary was like any other girl of her time, dedicated to household chores, dreaming of a future with Joseph. But then, something extraordinary happened. An angel appeared to her, announcing that she would be the mother of the Messiah. Imagine the shock, the surprise, and perhaps even the fear she felt when she heard those words. "Hail, full of grace." Mary received news that completely changed her life, but she chose to trust. Have you ever faced an unexpected situation that seemed too big for you? Like Mary, you can find a solution by surrendering your worries and moving forward in faith. But did Mary fully understand what was coming? Certainly not. She knew her pregnancy would raise questions, suspicions, and even judgment. In that society, being pregnant before marriage could cost her reputation, and perhaps even her life. Yet, she responded with unwavering faith. "Behold the handmaid of the Lord, let it be done to me according to thy word." This simple phrase carried immense courage. Mary faced judgment and criticism, but kept her trust in God. Have you ever felt judged or criticized for your choices? Like Mary, remember that there is always a solution when you remain faithful to your purpose. Pause for a moment and think, how many times have you been called to do something that seemed impossible? Maybe it was a project at work, caring for someone in need, or facing a difficult situation. Mary faced this too. She didn't have all the answers, but she decided to trust. Even when Joseph considered leaving her, God intervened and confirmed her purpose. Like Mary, you may face moments of uncertainty, but there is always a solution when you seek guidance and trust in the bigger plan. What is the next step you need to take today? Mary embarked on a journey full of uncertainties. When the time came for Jesus to be born, she and Joseph had to travel to Bethlehem. There was no room for them at the inn, and the promised child was born in a humble manger. Think about it, the Savior of the world, born amidst simplicity and difficulties. Mary witnessed miracles from the beginning, but she also experienced the challenges of an ordinary life. Mary faced practical difficulties, like the lack of a proper place for the birth, but found a solution in simplicity. In your life, what are the challenges that seem insurmountable? Like Mary, seek creative solutions and trust that everything has a purpose. And then came the most frightening moment of her life. The wise men from the east came to worship the child, but soon after, an angel warned Joseph to flee to Egypt. Herod wanted to kill Jesus. Mary and her family had to leave everything behind and seek refuge in a foreign land. Imagine the weight of knowing her son was being hunted, even as a baby. Mary had to flee to save her son, but she found a solution by trusting God and acting quickly. Have you ever faced a situation that required a drastic change? Like Mary, remember that there is always a way out, even in the hardest moments. Even after returning home, Mary continued to face challenges. She saw Jesus grow, teach, and eventually be crucified. Her pain as a mother must have been indescribable. But she also witnessed the resurrection and the ultimate victory. Mary wasn't perfect, but her total surrender to God's plan made her an eternal example of faith. Mary faced the pain of loss, but found a solution by trusting that God had a greater plan. In your life, what are the pains that seem unsolvable? Like Mary, find comfort in the certainty that God is in control. Mary wasn't a superhero. She was an ordinary woman with doubts and fears, just like all of us. But she chose to trust, even when the path was uncertain. She teaches us that we don't need to have all the answers to move forward. All it takes is taking the next step in faith. Like Mary, you can face your challenges with faith and confidence. Remember that even when the path seems unclear, there is always a solution when you take the next step with courage. What is the next step you need to take today? What did Mary's story teach you? Is there a purpose or calling in your life that you're afraid to embrace? Share your reflection in the comments. Until the next video.